This is River City's Community Access Media, and welcome to this summer update on Riverkings hockey. It's our joy today to be joined by the head coach and general manager of the Riverkings, Marty Quarters. We're also joined by Wayne Brown, one of the assistants on staff. We'll be talking with them. Some of the current Riverkings player, Riverkings alumnus is here. Plus, we'll be visiting today as Reed Kaiser, one of the Riverkings, will talk to our host. We're at Polito's Pizza on East Street South. They're acting as our host for this summer update on Riverkings hockey. Welcome to the show, and welcome to Marty Quarters and to Wayne Brown. Gentlemen, this is kind of transition season. If you're a hockey program, you're evaluating what happened last season, even as you're preparing for what lies ahead in the upcoming season. Coach, what have you sorted through? What did you process through as you evaluate last season?
Well, I think we were really happy with our outcome last season. We came up one goal short. We lost in overtime to make it to Nationals in Boston. So, the thing that we learned the most last season is we had a little bit of a slow start. And as the season went on, we kind of figured out what it really takes to win as a team. And even though we came up short in the playoffs, I think that's something that we got out of last season is competing each and every shift. And coming into the USPHL last year, it made it imperative that we found a way to bring our A game every game and compete, every time the puck's dropped and every time you're on the ice. And we might not have had to do that as much in the Minnesota League the year before, but last year we had to do that from the beginning to end of the season.
So sometimes we hear that, just got to compete shift by shift by shift. And it feels like a cliche, but what you're telling me is it's not a cliche at all. It's a foundation.
Yeah, we really focus on task at hand, and the only thing they should be thinking about is their next shift. So we don't like to worry about what happened in the past and fantasize what's going to happen in the future. We try to live in the moment, and I think when we get our players thinking that way and competing that way, it brings out the best in them, and that's what we're doing as a coaching staff, is trying to bring out the very best in our players and get them to be at their highest performance.
But when you get that close, we're talking about a loss in overtime in your last game of the season. That stings a little bit, stings a lot. What do you learn from the depth of that pain, Coach?
It does hurt, and it makes it could make for a long summer. But I think Wayne can contest sitting next to me. The year before, we won in the first round of the playoffs, and the team that we played just wasn't what we were about as an organization and what we're about as a league. And winning that series, we both looked at each other and said, it's kind of a hollow victory. We don't really feel even great about it. But what's weird is this year in the second round, losing to Forest Lake, who was the league champions, and pushing into Game 3 and losing in overtime, we could walk out of that rink with our heads held high and feel that we really gave our all, and we played a team that win or lose, we had to be at our best. And we didn't feel that way the year before. So even though we were successful in a round last year versus not being successful this year, we still walked out of it feeling better about ourselves and more excited about the coming season. So I think everyone wants to win. We're all competitive, especially at this level. And but I think as coaches, our job is to get the most out of our players. And we felt when we walked out of the arena at Forest Lake that we got the very most out of our players and our whole team.
Define for us playing the right way, in a way that you can be proud of your effort, in a way that you can be proud of your representing the River King name. Talk about that, Coach.
We always preach playing fast, hard, and physical. And to me, playing the right way is playing all 200 feet of the ice, competing for every battle. It's all those battles. You win more than the other team, then you're going to probably win the war. So, blocking shots, getting pucks out, owning the blue lines, changing hard, finishing every check, not just when you feel like finishing a check, and playing where it's not so much for you, but it's for the team. And to me, when you find a way to play for the team first, that's playing hockey the right way. Making sacrifices for the guys next to you, that's playing hockey the right way. and then doing it fast, hard, and physical.
Coach, let's introduce Wayne Brown, who's been an assistant coach in this program since day one. Wayne, you're an assistant coach, you're the equipment manager, and you're the boxing coach. Tell us about your many different roles with the team.
Well, Marty originally recruited me to be the the boxing coach, I think. Then later he added the equipment manager, and which actually we split it up between Marty helps me out with that, and Jesse, the other assistant coach, helps me out with that. And I'm the assistant coach. I coached youth hockey here for a lot of years, and then followed my son who played juniors. And so I know quite a bit about the game, learn a lot more being around Marty's systems. Marty coached in the USHL, which is the top amateur tier in the United States, and he has a lot to draw from. He runs good systems, and that's a huge reason why we're successful. When boys buy into that system, they're going to be successful. And I learned a lot from Marty, and that's why, you know, it's a big step above where I was before in hockey.
Now, Wayne, some people are watching this program and they're saying, why does a hockey team have a boxing coach? We know that sometimes there's fights in hockey, but I'm going to guess that's not the reason that you're there, that the boxing skills are being used in other areas as well.
Well, for one thing, it's a confidence builder. When those boys hit the ice and they've had the gloves on, they know they don't have to take any crap from anybody out there. That's a huge thing. If their hand and eye coordination is better, I think there's a lot of respect for the opponent, because they know that, you know, you can't take anybody lightly, because they found that out through boxing and through hockey. So
now, what's it like? Your son Jesse is a member of this staff also. What's that like for you to do that together, to do that work?
It makes me very proud. He played defense, and he played with a lot of really good players. Played against some that are in the NHL right now and playing Division I hockey, and I'm proud of him. He's got a lot. I think he did a real good job with our defense last year, and I think he added a lot. And I'm proud to be on the ice with him. You know, we talk about things at home, and I see a lot of things that I don't know from him too. So,
from your perspective, what was the biggest difference in leagues? Year one was one league, year two was a second league. What was the biggest difference for you from your perspective?
Definitely the speed of the game, and actually the quality of the players we had the second year around. We had good players the first year, but we were a lot deeper the second year, and I think this year we're going to be deeper yet. We're moving into the elite part of the USPHL, a step up from last year when we were in the Midwest Division. And I expect, from what I see, the recruiting that Marty's done, that we're going to be able to compete at that level well.
So, Marty, that's got to be perhaps the biggest deal in this off season is getting ready to take another step with the program.
Yeah, it's really, as a coach, it's really the main part of the season where, you know, what you do in June and July has a big bearing on how your team's going to become, you know, December at the end of the season. So recruiting's gone extremely well this year. It's our third year, our fourth year in Central Wisconsin. It's my third year recruiting a team, because in Central Wisconsin I came in late. It's all hands on deck. That's kind of how our staff is. Jesse's been out there scouting the senior high school out of Wisconsin tournament. He found a player for us out of there that we think is going to be a really good defenseman. Wayne's been on the road with us. So it's nice. I was kind of doing it by myself, and we have a lot of trust on our staff, and we feed off each other really well. And I think one of the reasons that we're having such a good recruiting season, and we're kind of looked at as the team that has the best recruiting season right now. We have the most players signed probably in the league. And we have a player here today that's behind us that's in town ready to sign with us, and another player coming in Thursday to sign, and then we're pretty much just looking for 2 more players. It's not even July, and a lot of that is because of all 3 of us together. It's not just me. I might be on the road the majority because it's my full-time job, but we're always together and going through things and talking about how our lineup is. And being at this level, when we first got here, we had to make sure that we filled our roster because it's a pay-to-play, and we had to make sure that we covered our budget, or we didn't have a team here, regardless of how great the community is and all those fine things. And now we're at a situation where we're not just trying to fill a roster, we're looking for specific players for specific positions, and that's a whole different way of thinking, and it gives us a lot of confidence as a staff moving forward that now it's our job not to screw things up, and just get them going in the right direction. And we have kids that are here that really want to be here and really want to work hard and see how good they can be at hockey, and that's what we're looking for.
So what's the number you want to be at, Marty? You're looking at 24, 25 kids to start off a season. What's the magic number?
25, and we're at 23 right now.
Okay.
So
at this point in time, for June 21st, you really feel comfortable with the coach being at just 2 spots to go on this date?
2 spots, and there's about 5 guys we're looking at, and we're going to not take the first guys. We're going to take the guys that we feel, after we kind of do our research and discuss it as a staff, who fits the best in those positions. And we try to get a branding and build a tradition here, and what we've come up with, and I think it fits our staff perfectly, is that we want blue collar, hardworking, shot blocking, finishing every hit, coming to the rink every day like they're ready to punch the clock and go to work type of players. And that's what we have now, and we're really excited about going into the season. Are we going to be the best team? That's not our main goal. Our main goal is to make our players better than everybody else's right now, but we think we have a group that we can do that with this year.
Now, do you have a training camp per se? Will there be a training camp before the season?
We just had a tryout camp in Chicago, and Wayne and Jesse were there as well, and it was between all 3 of our teams that our owner John Schwartz owns, Chicago Cougars, the Dallas Ducks, and the River Kings, and then there was a couple teams from the North American League, and we had over 100 players there. And it was a great camp. We signed 2 players out of there, possibly a 3rd, and we're going to have our players report probably the 3rd week of August, and then we'll get going and we'll do like a training camp, not a tryout camp, but a training camp with conditioning and try to get a good base going before the season starts.
Which is, when will the puck drop for the first time?
That's funny you ask, because really good news for Wisconsin Rapids is tomorrow we have the scheduling meeting for the Midwest Elite League at Southwood County Rec Center. So all the coaches and GMs are coming to Wisconsin Rapids tomorrow, and we're going to get our scheduling done, and then we'll know more. But it's going to probably be the 1st or 2nd week of September will be our first games. Okay.
So before we talk with some of the players, talk about the single biggest thing that you're excited about heading into what will be the 2016-17 season.
Just that I can have our roster done and go on vacation with my family before we start, and having more things in place. The community's been outstanding, like even doing this show and working with Tom, and Joanne Kaiser from Ink Splash is going to take over our marketing and with our ticket sales. So the first year we were wearing a lot of different hats, and now we kind of have things in order, and now we can kind of work on improving things, not developing things. I don't know if that makes sense, but
sure does. Thank you. That's head coach and general manager Marty Quarters, along with assistant coach Wayne Brown. We're going to meet some of the current River Kings who will be on the ice this season, and we'll do that after a very short break on River City's Community Access. River Kings hockey continues now from Polito's Pizza on 8th Street South in Wisconsin Rapids. We have 4 of the River Kings with us to visit with you. On my immediate right is Adam Peterson, the forward who hails from Chicago. Then it's Ross Jewell, the defenseman from Muskegon, Michigan. Austin Quarters, the centerman from Wisconsin Rapids, and Reed Kaiser, who is a native of Cody, Wyoming, and now makes his home here in Wisconsin Rapids. They were River Kings last year and will be River Kings this year. And so we're going to talk about both last year and their preparation for this year on this edition of River Kings Hockey. And Adam, start us off. What's the biggest impression you've taken with you from last season that you think about and are carrying with you?
The biggest impression was that stepping up from playing youth hockey to juniors, the speed is a lot different. You have to always be a step quicker, and you have to be better with the puck and everything. It's just a lot more physical and faster going into juniors from youth hockey.
Okay. Ross, would you answer that same question for us? What major impressions are you carrying with you from the 2015-16 season?
Yeah, I could go with what Petey said. It's a lot different pace. Coming from a small town where I played in Bozeman, Montana, it's a lot quicker, a lot faster. I mean, there's a lot of things that go throughout the game, and with it being 20-minute periods, you gotta be on the spot every game and be focused.
Austin, for you, same question. What are you carrying out of last season into this summer off season?
I'd have to just say the speed and intensity of the game, and how it's just kind of continually gone up. I've played juniors for 3 years now. I could say last season was probably the most fast and physical hockey I've played yet.
Did you notice the difference in leagues from being a River King that first year to being a River King last year?
Yeah, absolutely. The pace has definitely stepped up a bunch in the skill level and all that good stuff.
Okay. And Reed, answer that same question for us in regards to what you're carrying out of this last season.
I just really want a great group of guys again. We had a great group of guys that you could get behind anytime if you're feeling down or up. You just had your brothers there, and they had your back. And I'd really like to have that coming in next season, and I hope that's there. So,
we've already talked with Coach about the way last season ended. Great effort, great battle, but an overtime loss. Just talk about what sticks with you from that game and the way the season ended.
It hurts when it ends that way. It's never fun. There's moments in their game that I'll be thinking about all summer, and go, gosh, I should have changed that. I should have done this or whatnot. But, you can't dwell on too long. You got to get excited for next season and hit next season excited and ready to go. So, and we're excited for it for sure.
Okay. Please, Austin, you just address that last game and the way the season ended and what you learned about how tough it is to win in the playoffs.
I mean, anything can happen in playoffs. Just one bad puck bounce or one good puck bounce, and that could be the difference between a season. And, there's obviously just little things that I'd want to change in my game, but, I'm just going to kind of take them into this next season and be ready and prepared for the next round of playoffs that we have.
Yeah. Are you eager, Ross, for that next opportunity at playoff hockey because of the way it ended last year and how close you came?
Yeah, I am. I'm really eager to get back at it. I mean, the style of play in playoffs is just 10 times faster. It's bing, bang, boom. Everything's just clicking, and you got to be on point like every second. Every shift you step in, you got to be focused, ready to play the body, get the passes, stick to stick, and you just have to be ready for it.
Adam, those of us who don't play the game here, those who do talk about how even playoff hockey is a big step up from regular season hockey.
Yeah.
Did you find that last year as well?
Yeah, it's a step faster. It's a whole different season, basically. Until you hit playoffs, any team can win. It's whoever shows up prepared that day is going to take the win.
So let's talk about both hockey and not hockey. In other words, tell me about your summer plans, guys, between getting ready for a new season and yet debriefing from last season. So talk about the mix of those two things.
After the season, I took a couple weeks off to let the body heal. And now I'm in the mode where I'm trying to get on the ice as much as possible and try to work out at least like 5 times a week.
Wow. Okay. Ross.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Pete. I had to take a couple weeks off because playoffs is always just brutal and beats up your body. But now that we're in the off season, it's got to be the gym every day, either once in the morning or maybe once in the morning, once at night, and then you just got to keep moving, getting stronger, faster, and working on everything that needs to improve.
Okay. How about for you this summer, Austin, both hockey and not hockey?
I had to take a couple months off because I had to have wrist surgery after the season. But
you did?
Yeah.
Everything going okay?
Yeah, everything's good. Back to 100% and ready to go. But, I just, in the gym every day, me and Reed spend a lot of our time shooting pucks and stick handling, just trying to do anything to stay in shape and get ready for next season.
Okay. Reed, share your answer to that question, too, about what you're looking at for this summer?
Well, I was in Cody 2 months ago, or not too long ago, like a week ago, and I figured I need to get out. There was no ice time, not really my type of area, so I came out here with him, and he's putting me through the ropes, trying to gain some weight and everything. So just following him around and hopefully just be ready for next season. So.
The comments that have been made, though, there's been a lot of hockey talked and not a lot about other things. So
No.
I get the sense that you guys are thinking a lot about hockey, even though it's the middle of the summer.
Oh yeah, we're ready to go and we're excited as soon as it comes. So
what's the biggest thing you want to improve on before you hit the ice in September?
the biggest thing I want to improve on is probably just size. I've always been a smaller guy. Nothing wrong with that. I try to use my speed to my advantage, but I think some size would help me for sure, just in the corners and being bigger. So.
Okay. Austin, what's the personal goals before you hit the ice this fall?
I'd have to say I probably just want to be a little bit faster with the puck. I can move without it, but I want to move with it now.
Tell us what that takes. I mean, what kind of specific things do you get on the ice and do to make that happen?
You do a lot of edge work and, just you work on quick starts and quick stops and just all kinds of things like that.
Okay, so I just want to probe there for just a second because I'm curious. Do you work a lot on having a feel of the puck on the end of your stick so that it's natural, that you don't even have to think that you got the puck on your stick?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be able to have your head up at all times so you can make the next play and the next move. It's a big thing.
Because it's kind of dangerous to have your head down, right?
Oh, yeah, that's no fun.
Ross, tell us about what you're working on the most. Biggest thing you want to improve on to be ready?
The biggest thing I want to improve to be ready is I want to have more an offensive production this season. So I kind of got to work on my shot. I got to work on getting off the blue line and getting to the middle and taking the shot from the point and just getting it to the net. I want to be able to produce for the offense a little bit more this year.
So let's talk about decision making there, because you just don't want to blast any puck from the point just into traffic because it doesn't have any chance. How do you pick when and when you don't let that big shot go from the point?
Well, obviously you have to have your head up from the blue line. I mean, there's a lot of people in the way. I mean, you got 9 other guys on the ice with you, plus the goalie. So you got to have your head up at all times, looking where everybody's at, know where you're at, and just look for the right area to take the shot.
Okay. Adam, tell us about what you want to improve most, be a better player in September.
What I want to improve most on would be my skating. I was at a main camp tryout for a team in the North American Hockey League, and they were happy with my performance, but I just need to be a faster skater. My edge work needs to improve a lot, and just quicker starts and being a lot faster would improve my game and take me to the next level, I feel.
Okay. Well, Coach shared some questions that I should ask you with us, and he said to tell us your funniest story from last season.
Well,
Is that a dangerous question to ask?
yeah.
Okay. So we're on TV. We got to remember that. What's the funniest story that you've got from last successful season on the ice? But what about just
me,
life as a team?
Probably it would be when teammate Kevin Van Bocklin bought a pair of skates that were, I think they were like the lowest end you could buy, and he thought they were going to last the whole season, but after like one practice, the boot was already breaking on him. And Marty ripped into him for that one. That was pretty funny.
Ross, how about you? What brings a smile to your face about last year?
Probably just all in general throughout the whole season. Kevin Van Bocklin. He's got this thing where he wears his right shin guard on his left leg and his left shin guard on his right leg.
Okay.
And he does it all year. That's how he wears it. It's just weird. And it just cracks me up.
Austin, how about you?
I just have to say Kevin Van Bocklin in general. Anytime he walked in the rink, you usually got a laugh from him.
I'm gonna go with Kevin again, just because he's a once in a lifetime kid to meet. Really, he'll put a smile on your face for sure, and I'm pretty sure just him all year was just probably the funniest kid on the team without a doubt. So.
Well, thank you all. It was good to visit with you today. And Reed's going to be back because he's going to interview our host, Keith Clausen from Polito's Pizza, in a few minutes. So you stay tuned for that. In just a moment, we're going to be talking to a former River King about what he's doing now and introduce you to one of the newest River Kings. That's next as River Kings hockey continues on River City's Community Access Media. This is River Kings hockey, and we're here at Polito's Pizza on 8th Street South in Wisconsin Rapids, one of the fine sponsors of River Kings hockey. Now we're visiting with a former River King who has advanced in his career, and we're also going to meet the very latest River King who just signed to be a part of the 2016-17 season. They both hail from Chicago and St. Patrick's High School, and they both are left wingers, so they have this common bond as one advances on and one comes into the River Kings program. That former River King is Jacob Nitsche. And Jacob, you've advanced on. You now play with the Amarillo Bulls of the North American Hockey League. Can you just tell us about that, moving up from the River Kings and what you've experienced?
I was going to start the River Kings with them last season, but Marty got me into the main camp for the Amarillo Bulls, and so I went there, I tried out, and I stood out apparently to the coach, and they handed me a sheet to sign, and I started off the season with them.
All right. So, how did the River Kings get you ready for that? How did the experience here get you ready to play at a higher level?
Marty gave me a chance back 2 years ago. I was trying out for the Dallas Ducks, and the Ducks said I wasn't going to play with them a lot, and Marty took a chance on me and took me on his team. So I've been developing with him for 2 years, and he's given me a lot of tools to bring my game up to the next level and make my goal come a reality and all that. So I'm appreciative to him and all that. And so he's given me a lot of tools, and I've worked hard to use those tools in the best way I could and get to the next level.
And what lies ahead for you this year? Will you be at Amarillo again this year?
Yeah, I'll be returning to Amarillo next year.
Okay. And what's the goal, Jacob? I mean, do you have aspirations beyond Amarillo, and what are you working towards as a hockey player?
My goal is to get a Division I commitment next season and win a Robbie Cup.
Okay.
So those are my two main goals for next season.
That's the NAHL version of the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, championship.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, if I could have you pass the microphone to Richard. Richard, you just made the decision to become a River King for the upcoming season. Tell us the factors that went into that and why you decided to play here in Wisconsin Rapids for Marty Quarters and the River Kings.
Well, I was talking to Jake about, junior hockey, and I was pretty unsure about it, so I was talking to him about what it entails and stuff like that, and he recommended me to the River Kings. So what I did was I kind of looked on their website, and Jake got me in contact with Coach Marty, and from then on it just kind of took off, and here I am, playing for the River Kings this fall. So.
And are you looking forward to that? Are you excited about hitting the ice for the first time?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a blast. Can only get better, so just really excited.
So I'm going to come back to you, but I want you to pass that microphone to us for a second back here. Jacob, I want to know, what are you telling this guy? I mean, about this level and about how he needs to get ready for the season. You helped direct him here. Now what do you need to tell him so that he's as ready as he can be for the season?
Well, I've talked to him a lot about what he needs to do, and there's a lot of tools here in Rapids. In the Southwood County Rec Center, you guys have your own gym. You have ice time. You have a shooting tunnel up there. You've got a great coach like Marty, and great equipment manager and boxing coach like Wayne. So you have all the tools to become great hockey players here in Wisconsin Rapids. But really, your best aspect of coming here is the hard work you put in, and you can only do as much as you put in. So that would be my best advice to give to them, is just work hard and use everything to your advantage.
What are the things that you can tell him about but that he really can't get a handle on it until he hits that ice. Earlier we were talking, and some of the guys were saying the speed of the game. And I know that you faced that last year going up to Amarillo. You're more physical, faster. Is that the biggest thing that Richard's and the other guys are going to have to deal with that are new this year?
Yeah, he got a taste of it at the camp. Like, we had a good amount of returners from each teams there, so he got a little taste of like the physicality. The games were really physical. They were pretty high pace, but you're not really ready for it until you actually step on your first game and you kind of hits you like, whoa, this is a little bit different than practice and all that. Like, you put fighting into it, so like some guys will take liberties on you and all that, so you gotta be ready to do that. And
you'll be tested.
Yeah, you can't be nervous coming into it. Like, just play your game, just be confident. That's all it really is.
Richard, what did you learn from that camp and playing with guys, all who are on a level to potentially go on and play at a higher level of hockey? What did you learn?
What I learned was I was expecting it to be fast paced, and it was a lot more fast paced than I even expected it to be.
Okay.
A lot of guys were a lot bigger, so I just kind of learned to keep my head up and just keep moving and don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on the next shift and just little things like that.
So, as a River Kings fan, tell us about your game. Left winger, what is the strengths of your game? Skating, shooting, just tell us about Richard Young.
I'd like to think I'm a pretty good shooter. I'd like to think I can, score a couple goals from there.
Sure.
And I just like to think that I'm an all-around, just kind of strong player.
Well, what are you going to be working on this summer?
I believe my skating. I have some turns that I want to just get better, like with just turning around the ice and stuff like that, and sharp cuts. Just skating would mostly what I'd want to focus on.
Okay, wonderful. Jacob, fondest memory as a River King. Here you are, you're back in town today, and what are your fond memories of being a River King?
I think the road trips were probably the best. Play this game called Bus Tag, and it's pretty much where you try to race to the bus and one guy is it and play tag, and you saw some good wipeouts going to the bus and people falling and stuff, so it's probably my best memories.
Well, I'd like to thank you both for joining us this afternoon, and welcome to the River Kings, Richard. Richard Young, Jacob Nitsche, a former and a forthcoming River King, talking about the program here in Wisconsin Rapids. Now, when we return to River Kings hockey, Reed Kaiser's back, and he's going to be talking with our host today, who is Keith Clausen of Polito's Pizza. That'll be our final segment right here on River Kings hockey.
Hi, welcome back to the River Kings show. We have Polito's manager here, Keith Clausen. Keith is a former hockey player. He's played at the junior level. He's played at Shattuck St. Mary's, and he's played for that other team down the road called Spash when he was growing up. Keith has been great to the River Kings organization. He's a sponsor on our game day tickets, where you bring your ticket in after a game and you can get buy a slice, get a slice free. He employs some of our players, as you're going to meet here, Reed Kaiser. And just been a generous contributor to the River Kings, and can never thank him enough. And with that said, they have great pizza. Whenever we get a chance, our players love to come in here and visit and get a slice, and I recommend it. We're on 8th Street here across from Bullseye Credit Union, and we're going to ask Keith a few questions, and then I'm going to back away and let Reed kind of take over here. So we just want to thank you, Keith, for having us today, and appreciate all the support. And what is it meant to the community having the River Kings?
It gives us something to do here. A little more action in the town. There's not a whole lot to do, but going to a game on the weekends is always nice.
When we brought some players in here from out of town, and you've employed some of them. Some of them have worked out really well, some not so well, and those players probably didn't last with us either. So tell us a little bit about Reed Kaiser, works for you, sitting to your right, and just talk a little bit about Reed. I know besides him just working here, some of your employees have gotten into hockey a little bit and come to some of the games. So.
That to have, yeah, it's been nice having Reed. Comes in with a lot of knowledge in pizza with his dad's company as well. He's a good worker. He's always doing something. Don't have to keep on him, so it helps a lot.
I saw it. Now, Reed, it's ironic because Reed's family is from Cody, Wyoming, and Reed's was a housing brother for my players when I coached in Cody, and his mother was our strength coach, and their pizza is very similar to your pizza, which is ironic because, you know, I go to Cody, Wyoming, and they have all these crazy types of pizzas, and now here I am, and I'm not sure, Reed, which pizza is better?
I hope you're not watching. I really like it out here. The pizza is really good. I don't know, it's just a certain taste. The crust is different. They make the crust a little bit different than we do. The dough, yeah, bigger slices, and just lots of different crazy flavors. I mean, it just blows your mind when you come in here, all the different things you have. So, sorry, Dad.
Now, Keith, you can kind of relate to the players moving away from home, and you played junior hockey. Can you tell us a little bit about where you played in your junior experience?
All over the place, from Minnesota to Iowa, down to Arizona, and it was always something different. You're always living somewhere else, someone else's terms, and kind of living with a different family is always different, but it's a good time. You meet a lot of new people and get to know some families and friends from the community, and it's nice. Everyone kind of helps you out that way too.
Yeah, hockey is. I always tell people everything I have in life I've gotten through hockey, and here we're sitting here, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Reed's from Cody, and then Wayne Brown is from here in Rapids, and you're from Stevens Point. But the one thing that's brought us all together is hockey, and I know when I come in here and talk, like a lot of your friends are from your time at Shattuck and things like that, and it's a great game, and it's great to have an establishment like yours, and we really appreciate you supporting us and having us here today. And if you get a chance, stop on by. And I know you run a lot of specials on Facebook and social media. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We do a bunch of different specials throughout the week, from two slices and a soda on Tuesdays to we have a couple deals on Thursday and Friday as well. Always something that gets people in the door and kind of saves their wallet a little bit, giving them deals on that kind of stuff. So.
Something about a t-shirt too. I think Reed's got a t-shirt on.
Pretty sure he does, if I recall. Yeah, we have a slice of soda and a t-shirt for $8, and that's usually, shirts are $5 on their own, so they're a nice little addition. It's free advertising too, so it's nice on our end also.
Well, I'm gonna step away here and let Reed kind of take the mic over and have some fun with his boss here, and you get your bosses all around you here, Reed, huh? I highly recommend if you get an opportunity to stop by Polito's. We ask all our fans to support everyone that sponsors us, but it's not hard for us to encourage our fans to stop by. I guarantee you come in once and you're going to be coming back again, and then you're going to probably have to go across the street and go to Briggs and get a bike to work off the weight you put on. And they also, I just found out, not only do they have outstanding pizza, I just saw the subs that you guys have back there, and I'm going to have to become a salad guy hanging out with you. So,
the subs are very good as well.
But thank you, and thanks for everything you do, and really appreciate it, and can never thank you enough. And thanks for having us here today.
All right. Guess I'll take it away here with Keith. Just a couple questions for you. What's your favorite pizza? What do you like here?
That's a toss-up because there's so many different kinds. Probably buffalo chicken would be one of my favorite ones.
What's all on that one?
It's got hot sauce, mozzarella, cheddar, chicken, and onions.
Yeah.
Sometimes you add some stuff to it, bacon or some other
So if you're ever working like the morning shift and you're alone in here, like, do you like to get on those games out there? Like, we have an arcade room out there.
I do have a lot of records on the Buck Hunter game that no one's been able to break yet, but yeah, here and there I'll play some
What's your high score in the Buck Hunters one?
I don't know, 7,000 or something, right around.
Oh man. So Do you ever, when you're working alone, do you ever go back and make yourself a buffalo chicken? You
Once
get
in a
hungry?
while.
Yeah? Did you cheat day?
I try to watch how much pizza I eat, but yeah, a lot of the times I will snack here and there.
You always tell me how sore you are from your morning workouts too. Explain those to us.
I am.
You're a big CrossFit guy, right?
I am. I work out at a CrossFit gym in Stevens Point that a friend of mine, James Sternberg, old hockey player as well, started up, and it's an hour workout, but it feels a lot longer than that.
That's good. I don't even know what questions to have coming off the top of my head. I'm trying. I'm thinking of any. Who's your favorite employee?
Oh man, that's always a toss-up. It's hard to pick one favorite one.
Who cracks you up the most at work?
Probably Mikey for the most part. He's always got something going on. So
my character.
Another day is something else, so never know what you're gonna get with him.
All right. Well, I think that's all I got for you, Keith. So thanks for your time.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everyone. I'm Milt Van Atta, standing in the dining room at Polito's Pizza on A Street South in Wisconsin Rapids, where we just concluded our filming of the Riverkings hockey show, an off-season edition that takes a look back at the concluded season and takes a look ahead to the season coming up this fall. Make sure you look for it right here on River City's Community Access Media. That's the Riverkings hockey show.